So I think in the world that we live in, if we're not productive, we're told that we're not useful. And maybe to some of you, like those two words mean the same thing. To be productive is to be useful, and to be useful is to be productive. So we're always just trying to like keep busy and do things and always do things because anytime that we're not doing anything, we're just not useful. We're not doing anything to better ourselves almost. And I feel like more people are like slowly just like completely rejecting that actually, where they say like screw the grind. I want to live my life. I don't want to be miserable if I can help it. And that is a privileged position to be in, I understand, but I've noticed that when I am super busy all the time, my creativity just like zoop dips all the way down. And on the opposite, when I'm just lazy for a couple weeks, sitting around playing video games, whatever, doing my daily things, going to the gym, but like not doing anything else, my creativity is like the exact opposite. So I guess I just want to talk about that idea as someone whose, I guess, career is to create stuff. It's funny that like being more lazy actually helps with that. Really quick, let me do the intro. Hey guys, it's Drew. On this channel, I mainly talk about music, art, and life. And this is most definitely like an and life type of video. So I guess just indulge me for however long this video ends up being. But I think like anyone can maybe benefit from thinking about this or having this discussion with themselves, even if they're not like a professional creator. So the most obvious like reason why this phenomenon exists is because I think that when we're busy, we're always just thinking about something or the next thing or what we're doing right now or like, just anything, whatever that may be. There's something in your brain going on pretty much at all times when you're busy. And then of course, when you're sitting around just bumming around doing nothing, you're not thinking about anything. So the things that you've maybe like pushed aside for a minute, they start to come back to you, and you can like process things and reflect on things that have happened to you in the past, like whatever days, I guess, since you've slowed down. Right? Like that's not super crazy to understand. I don't have any like science or research to back me up on that. I never do any research for these videos. This is simply just my observation. So I am a musician. I write my own music, but if I'm always busy, I can't like reflect on things, and then the songs just don't come as often or as fast, or sometimes they just come out worse even because I'm not like taking time to process the things that are happening in my life and try to put that into words and lyrics and music. But even like non-musical stuff in my life, right? There are many things that us as humans should reflect on, our own behavior or the way that maybe someone else behaved towards us, like life things. And unless you like sit still for a moment, you're not going to be able to reflect on that, and you're not going to grow, I feel, as a person. Someone who's always moving doesn't have time to rest. And something that every gym bro will tell you is that, the gains don't happen in the gym, they happen in the kitchen, they happen when you rest. Because like physically, your body has to repair itself, and it'll repair itself stronger because you're resting. I strongly believe it's the same idea with like, reflecting on things in your mental health and your whatever. But I do also feel that, again, the world we live in doesn't respect that kind of internal growth that I think a lot of people could benefit from. Like, I don't know, for example, I feel like a stigma against people who just like sit down and watch TV after work, or like they sit down and scroll on their phone after work because it's perceived as lazy, right? I feel like people would say like, okay, after work, you gotta, I don't know, go to the gym and then meet some people, go out for the evening or whatever. But no, I think, staying in and just kind of slobbing out after a long day of work is very good for you, actually. I think there's better things you can do than scroll on your phone, but I guess just for me, I need that alone time to feel like I can reflect on my life and then grow, and then maybe even write something out of it. that kind of makes me think of a uh, discussion. I don't know. Maybe I've heard where people will ask like, what's the difference between loneliness and solitude? I think being lonely is kind of what it sounds like. You know, you're feeling lonely. You want to be around people, but to be in solitude is almost to spend time with yourself. You're not lonely in solitude because you're spending time with yourself. And I mean, literally, like I talk about being a musician, but I wouldn't have the skills that I have if I wasn't able to like sit in solitude and just like practice for hours and hours. I wouldn't have like grown my skills if I wasn't able to again step away from everything in life, the busyness in life, and just like have a quiet moment every now and then. I still really try to do that. It is pretty hard to do that right now because it is getting busy for me, but I always like try to plan out one day every like 1 or 2 weeks where I don't leave the house. I like stay in my pajamas, like I'll take care of myself and clean my like shower and all that stuff. But I kind of just like bum around the whole day, and that helps in two ways. One is kind of what I've been talking about before, where like it helps me slow down and kind of process things that have happened in the past week or so, and then hopefully I can learn something from it or write a song about it. But the other thing is that the next day I feel like I want to do something. I want to get something done, right? Because if I it's like slob out on this day, I want to do something the next day. I guess it's kind of my way of managing burnout. I mean, I don't know. I think the only cure to burnout is rest. So by like scheduling rest days, I can kind of again mitigate this burnout or stop it before it gets really bad even. Maybe I'm losing sight of what this video is, but I'll say this right now. Rest as hard as you work. If you're going to be like busy for 3 days straight, you should be fine with having like rest for that same amount of time. I feel like humans weren't like meant to work this hard. I don't know if that's like not right or if I'm not like saying that right, but in terms of like mental labor, I feel like humans are not supposed to work this hard. But I guess that's where I'll leave things with my unsolicited advice of rest as hard as you work, cuz I mean, I don't know, it's worked for me. That being said, I am like pretty exhausted from the past like couple weeks, so I'm gonna have to figure out when I can just slob around. So there you go. I usually like don't say this at the end of my videos, but we're really close to 100 subscribers, which is crazy to think about. But hey, if I hit 100 subscribers, I'm gonna make a pizza. That was the deal. I can't make anybody do anything, but it would be really cool, and I would appreciate that. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, so I'm just gonna sign off. Peace.